Right, I'm delighted to say we're joined by Rick Witter from Shed 7. Your album's gone straight to number one. It came out a few weeks, a matter of time. How did you celebrate going to number one in the charts?
Hi, James. Thank you very much for having me on. Well, I haven't had a chance yet, to be honest with you. It went in last Friday. We've been out and about doing lots of record stores, signing various products and doing little acoustic gigs. I got home on Sunday late night, woke up Monday morning feeling dreadful, spent 2 days in bed. Got up yesterday, felt a little bit more normal, and now I'm talking to lots of lovely people like you. So I haven't really had the chance to stop and even consider it yet, but it is an amazing achievement after 30 years of trying to finally get a number one, which is just ace. So I'd like to think, perseverance and, just believing can make it work for you.
Yeah, and I think the story as well, I mean, for people that aren't aware, the first time you're around, your record label kind of squeezed you up a bit with the Heroes and that whole story that came with that. And now you've come back, you've reformed, you've got a number one. I mean, it must feel great. I mean, even sweeter when people before, especially in the industry, sort of wrote you off a bit in the 90s to come back later on in your career and be able to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, we've never really done anything different ever, really. So I think this time around the stars have just aligned, but as well, it's not like we've just suddenly had a number one out of nowhere. We've spent the last maybe 10 years really playing our trade, getting out there, gigging, building up our image on social media, gathering lots of new fans along the way. So it's not like we've just been offered some type of competition. We've put in the hard graft over the years and it's paying off, which is an absolutely amazing thing to see. If this album had gone in at number 50, we would have carried on like we always do and carried on writing new stuff and gone out gigging. So that it's really sweet to know to finally say as a band that we've reached the top and we've had a number one, because it does open up whole new avenues for us as a band. If we can put number one selling artist on our poster, then it just creates whole new avenues of things to do in the future. So it's all absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you're evolving as well so much as a band. I know you say you're doing the same thing, but I mean, this album, there's so many collaborations. I mean, you got Pete Doherty on there, for example. You've got Laura McClure, you've got Rowetta. I mean,
Yeah.
someone like Pete Doherty, for example, how does that happen? If you just got like his number and like, do you call him and go, "Hey, Pete, do you fancy doing a tune with us?" Or, how does that work?
Well, with Pete Doherty, for example, we played, as we were writing this album in 2022, we went and did a few festivals in the summer while we were writing it. And we played the Bingley Festival and the Libertines were headlining that. We were playing just before them. So we went on and did our hour-long set. And as I was singing our songs, I looked to the side of the stage where my family was stood and I could see Peter Doherty stood there, but he was singing along with all of our songs. So I think as I'm singing, I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. He knows some of our music. So after the gig, I went over and introduced myself and said, I didn't realise you were a fan, Peter. And he said he remembered being a kid, growing up in his bedroom, learning our songs on his acoustic guitar and playing them in his bedroom, which I thought was a really nice thing. So I just said, look, we've written a set of new songs. We're going to release it next year or the year after. Would you like to be involved? And he just immediately went, yeah, I'd love to, without even hearing any songs, So we had this song called Throwaways kind of ready to go anyway. And I just thought that's the perfect one for Peter to sing on, really. It kind of suits the image. I could imagine doing a video for that song and me and Peter could just be roaming around some moorland in the freezing cold with our hoods up, singing about being outsiders, and it would kind of fit. So that's the next question I'm going to be asking him.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect song as well, like you were saying, for Pete. I mean, the lyrics, everything. I mean, it's got that great chorus. I think that's the great thing that you guys have done for ages. You're able to deliver those great choruses, and I think so many people can relate to that song. And to get Pete on that track, especially, it could be an Albion or a Libertines track, or what became of the Like Lads. It's got that sort of feel to it, and I think that's the longevity of Shed 7, where you can get those choruses and you can do those big anthems, but you can bring new stuff in and you can get new people to work with you. And I think that's why the album's so good.
Yeah, well, I agree. And this is the first album where we've ever had a featured vocalist on there. We've never actually done that before. So to have 3 on this album is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I think we've always been quite blessed with coming up with good, catchy melodies. I think that's what's kept us going. In the 90s, we were kind of known as a singles band because we just released a lot of really catchy singles. And now we're getting to the point where we seem to be writing catchy albums where every song off it could potentially be a single, you know. And there's not many bands that can do that these days, where every song on the album is worth and merited to be on there, you know. I mean, I think A Matter of Time actually tells a journey. So we might have released 5 songs off the album before the album came out, but you don't really get to go on that journey until you hear it as a whole from start to finish, which is the exact thing we wanted to happen. We wanted to tell a story over a journey of songs, and it does really work. So I'm kind of really pleased that we got to do what we needed to.
I mean, do you always see it as like a sequel to your previous album, Instant Pleasures? Because I know there was loads going on there. I mean, tracks like Invincible, Hang On, Better Days. I guess there was a lot on there on grief and getting older and that sort of thing. And it's the same sort of similar themes on this album, but there's also a lot of joy and a lot of happiness as well and enjoying life.
Yeah, well, I think we've kind of, over the past few years, we've kind of, you know, obviously with age comes experience, and certain songs on this album that younger bands perhaps couldn't write because of not having enough experience. So tracks like Starlings, which essentially is about death or wanting to die, to be with a loved one that's gone. You know, I think we're all enjoying what we're doing so much more these days, probably because we feel kind of not grateful because we're good at what we do, but the fact we're still here doing it and still being given the opportunity and the chance to do it just has opened up a whole new, as you say, joy to us. And you can really hear that on the record. It sounds like a joyous record. It almost sounds like we are 18, you know. And I think it's great to be able to capture that on record, because we are in our very early 50s now. But, you know, long may this continue.
Yeah, and you've got a whole younger generation of fans now. I mean, you're playing Wythenshawe Park and the Stormers supporting Blossoms. You've got the K's playing that bill as well. It must be great when you go on stage and you see people that have grown up with the band, but also, you know, younger people as well that have heard the new stuff, but also love the tracks as well from the, you know, the old Shed 7 era.
Yeah, well, that increasingly happens more and more in this day and age. We find ourselves singing in front of lots and lots of younger people, and it's brilliant because all of these younger kids are actually singing every word. They look like they're having the best time. So it proves we can hold our own, but also it proves that the more these younger kids come and enjoy it, they'll keep coming back, and we'll keep going because of that. So it prolongs our career. It keeps us happy. It keeps us young. You know, as you've mentioned, we're playing Wythenshawe Park with Blossoms and Inhaler, and we could potentially almost be their granddads, but we'll turn up and we'll rock and roll.
You might see some people there that could potentially be your grandchildren in the crowd that might be 21 watching Blossoms. But Rick, it's been great to chat to you again. Thanks so much for taking your time out of the day to speak. Are you in York?
Yes, I'm at home in York as we speak. Yes, I've not really been out of the house since we've been #1, so I don't know if the postman's going to congratulate me next time I see him.
Do you get like a thing in the post when you get to #1, like a plaque, or how does it work?
You would get sent trophies, yes. Right. So I'm just awaiting my personal copy.
Where's it going?
Well, I did go on Celebrity Pointless a couple of years ago, and I won that. So it'll probably go next to my Pointless trophy.
You don't have like a mantelpiece, like a trophy cabinet.
Yeah, exactly. And all these awards are quite heavy. So it's almost a little bit Cluedo. It was Rick Witter with the #1 trophy in the music room.
Right. Cheers. Nice one. Take care.